Elisa Izquierdo was born on February 11, 1989. Her father, Gustavo, was a Cuban immigrant who worked as a cook at a homeless shelter. Her mother, Awilda Lopez, was a Puerto Rican crack addict who had already lost custody of 2 older children due to her drug use. Elisa was born addicted to crack cocaine. From her very first day of life, the child welfare system had a file on her. Gustavo took full custody and devoted himself to his daughter. Elisa always clung to people. She had so much love. For a few years, she was safe. She was happy. Then everything changed. By late 1993, Gustavo had fallen seriously ill. He had been planning to take Elisa to Cuba, but became too sick to travel. He died on May 26, 1994. The moment he was gone, Awilda filed for full custody. A family member challenged the petition and warned the court that Awilda was dangerous. Elisa's school principal wrote a letter to the judge stating that Elisa had been emotionally and physically abused during visits with her mother, and that teachers' notes were available as evidence. Even a European prince who had taken an interest in Elisa's education wrote on her behalf. The judge gave custody to Awilda anyway. What followed was a year and a half of systematic torture. Awilda beat Elisa repeatedly, forced her to eat her own feces, mopped the floor with her face, burned her head and body, sexually violated her with household objects, and at one point hung her from a shower rod. City authorities were notified at least 8 times. Teachers reported visible injuries, burns, bruises around her eyes, cuts. Neighbors reported hearing Elisa scream in the night. Reports were filed with the Child Abuse Hotline. Investigators visited the home and then stopped, as they routinely did. Reports were dismissed. On November 22, 1995, Awilda Lopez slammed Elisa's head against a concrete wall. The blow caused massive brain trauma. Elisa died of a brain hemorrhage. She was 6 years old. At the funeral, the priest told the 300 mourners that Elisa had been murdered not only by her mother, but by the silence of many, by the neglect of child welfare institutions, and by the moral failure of an entire city. Awilda Lopez pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. In the aftermath, New York City overhauled its child welfare system entirely and created the Administration for Children's Services. Governor Pataki signed Elisa's law on February 12, 1996, legislation designed to force accountability and transparency in cases involving children who die while known to the system. Elisa's gravestone reads, "World, please watch over the children." The city that failed her carved those words in stone. It was the least they could do.